Alrighty, hey everybody, I'm Ash and this is...
I'm Catherine.
And Catherine brought me the wonderful, beautiful Springer Spaniel, Miss Grace here.
Gracie.
Hi, cutie pie.
You are.
And so I've never met them before today. We just met. We had a couple conversations online, but and you drove all the way from IE, right?
Correct. I live in Crestline, so up above the city of San Bernardino, up in the mountains there.
Well, thank you for coming.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
So nice.
So thank you.
And so tell me a little bit about Grace's history and what her unique quirks are, because this is going to be a slightly different video than normal since she has a specific need.
So Grace came to us at 1 year of age. Prior to that, she lived with the breeder and some of her litter mates. They had, in that first year, gotten into some poison. And so they stayed behind for about 60 days in quarantine. So that's how come they didn't leave earlier. And she really was going to be the breeder's dog, but she knew that we do therapy dog work, so she thought she'd be a perfect fit for us. So Grace came to us at 1 year and played well with other dogs. I had a Springer at the time, and they got along well. They laid on the couch together, they did that. But if Grace got on the couch first, she would guard. She would snap at the other dog. No, this is mine. She would do that with food. She would want it first. She's very, very food motivated. So if we sat down food and the other dog said, oh, I want some of that too, there was no sharing. It was Grace's. So some of that, that Springer passed away. And so she is the only dog in the house. And then during COVID, we had her in a remote spot like this. There was nobody around where I work at a university. And I was throwing the ball for her. And two dogs came out of nowhere and just chased her relentlessly. I couldn't catch her. And so she was squealing. And she got underneath our vehicle. And so the other big dogs couldn't get to her. But I was able to then get her out. But since then, it took me a year to get her past the end of the driveway if we were going to walk somewhere. I could get her into the car, but then I couldn't get her out of the car. I'd have to literally dump the crate up to try to get her out of the crate. So it took me a long time. We found a sports person who's we do dock diving, agility work, barn hunt, NASDA sports. That saved us. That made us, we were able to create a great bond, and she is happy to get out of the car now. So
wonderful.
But we do work a lot. We're around a lot of dogs, very close up, and I don't let her go nose to nose. None of the sports allow that. But still, if a dog came at her and startled her, she would snap back at them. So that's what I'm here for today, is to get some ideas. I don't want to take her to a dog park. I'm not looking for her to be, play with every dog that comes along. I'm not looking for that. But I'm looking for her to trust that if I think that dog's okay, we're good to go. We're probably okay. I want her to have that confidence back.
And so some of what I'm hearing sounds a lot like it's trauma-based, but the resource guarding part I'm going to guess is genetic. So it might be a little bit of two things going on. She might be resource guarding her space a bit, and we have the trauma response from the attack with the two large dogs that we're still working through. So when we're working on her saying hello to my dog today, what I'm most interested in is finding all of her I'm uncomfortable signals so that we can respect them and then actually get her to initiate the request for the invite. I don't know if we'll get to that point today. That'd be nice, but we'll see. With trauma, it takes time. So for Grace, what I'm going to do is the same kind of formula like I've been doing, but since she has the confirmation shows and the sports and lots of practice being around dogs, I don't expect that to take too long. So what I want to spend a lot of time on is seeing if she wants to sniff my dog's butt, and then seeing if when we get to the end of the process, she allows my dog to then sniff her back. So those are the two parts I'm most interested in for your particular issue.
Sounds
but
great.
I still want to go through all the things.
No,
she is a little whiny. Is that normal for her?
I think that like I said, my husband was here, and then, so I think she's wondering where he is.
Otherwise,
she likes to be around both of us.
Okay.
She does. Or she misses the person she's not around. Yes,
okay. So it's just a little separation anxiety.
I think it's a little separation anxiety. She's with us.
Honey.
We take her almost everywhere we go. because of her training. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
she's like, where is he?
All right. Well, great. So we'll get
Let's
started.
do it.
Thank you.
Yay!
So we're doing Catherine session with Grace, the Springer Spaniel, and it's noon on the dot, so it'll hopefully be easy to keep track of. Now Grace is around dogs a lot, and she's generally not reactive unless they get in her space bubble. So I expect a lot of this to kind of fly by, but if she does have some missed stress signals, I'm gonna respect those and point them out to Catherine so that she can help her in all their sports and stuff. So as usual, way under threshold. Grace's threshold is usually about 5 feet, maybe, probably less. And we're at like 100, Tara and me. And I wanted to use Tara for this session because Tara gives off the most friendly I want to meet you vibes. And I thought that would be better for Grace's particular issue. I don't normally start a brand new dog I've never met with trauma history on Tara, just because she is so forward and friendly. But because we're having these specific issues and Catherine's already done all this wonderful work, this is what I think is going to be best for them. So this is the first moment Grace has actually acknowledged that Tara exists. And Tara did what Tara does. Tara did her happy hop, play bow bounce. And so far, Grace is generally uninterested, which is fine. So we just had the beginnings of what I would call paranoid glances. You see those quick looks over the shoulder. She disengages, but her head's high, her tail's down. She's not particularly comfy, so I'm gonna back off and explain all that to Catherine. So I just explained to Catherine about the stress signals that I was seeing from Grace, and we're gonna slow down a bit. And I told Catherine to treat Grace both for looking at her and for looking at my dog Tara. When we feed, we're taking the focus off of the trigger a bit, which is good for dogs with a trauma history. We're counter conditioning because being around the dog is the door opener for the goodies. And we're helping with handler focus. And it's also a test to see if she's going to be way over threshold and quiet about it from her trauma history. She won't take food. So if at any point Grace doesn't take food or is hesitant about taking food, that's a really good indicator for me about how she's feeling aside from the tuck tail. So being a spaniel, Grace has a dock tail, and I'm not going to get into all of that stuff, but if her tail were longer, Catherine and I discussed that we both agree it would be tucked between her legs right now. So, we don't want that. But she's happily taking food. We're not doing the paranoid looks anymore. So I'm going to start closing the gap again. So Catherine just mentioned that Grace can be easily startled by some noises. So having us behind her is probably working on both the dog and the sounds. So we're trigger stacking, which makes a lot of sense, especially from walking through leaves like that. I'm really excited to see Grace is starting to have her tail come up. Her tail would not be tucked between her legs anymore. Yay! We're pretty close. I'd say we're about 20 feet away. Maybe 15. Depending on if Tara's next to me or ahead of me. Yeah, much better. And no paranoid looks over her shoulder, even though we're closer than before. Yeah, and we're checking in on Mom. What a good girl. So Miss Grace's tail is loads better. It's actually coming out from her back now. And we're much closer. And she's checking on Mom a lot, taking food easily. We have no paranoid glances. So what I'm looking for is that she stops avoiding. That would be the last step before we turn around. When she can look at Tara the same way she's looking at you, that'll be when we can turn around. So Grace's tail is no longer down at all. Hasn't been for a while. We're really close together. And she has offered several looks at Tara that were much more relaxed than before. So we're not avoiding, and we're not tense and scared, which is extremely important before we make it harder. So I was hoping she would look at Tara one more time so I could get the look on video. Nice, good girl. So much more casual. So we're gonna turn around. I'm gonna go first. And then you turn with a delay. Perfect. Nice. Beautiful. Now, since she's generally not like frustration reactive or anything, you can just treat her for looking at Tara. If she were the type to get overly excited and frustrated, you could treat for looking at you. But I would just treat for looking at Tara. There, yes. Good girl. Beautiful, yeah. That. I want that. Very good. Tara, good girl. And then we're gonna.
She didn't automatically snap.
Good. We're gonna do it again. Yeah.
I didn't pull her back, but I tensed on that way too.
That's all right, Tara. Good girl. So I want her to do it. Nice. Good girl.
Good, Gracie.
Good girl, Grace.
Good job.
Nice. Do you want to follow her a little bit? Yeah. Good girl. Treat her. Give her a good treat. Good girl.
Good job.
We'll see if she wants to do that again. Yeah. Good girl, Grace. Nice. That's so good. And Mom's not pulling on the leash. Good job, Mom. We get all tangled. That's okay. So we're doing some parallel walking. And here's Tara right next door. And this is kind of the big thing that's going to be crucial for Grace's kind of trauma rehab, shall we say. That she can be near the face of another dog. And that does not mean anybody wants anything to do with your business. You don't have to guard your space. You don't have to worry. We're just going to peaceably coexist. And you can see her tail is not tucked to her behind like it was before. We're nice and loose in our body language. We're panting. We don't have our mouth frozen. The leash is loose. We don't need constant treats for that to happen. We're just doing a good job. Right next to another dog who's also a good job. Good girl. So we were just having a good giggle because
He's looking for the car.
Grace was trying to get all close to me and Tara and not be as close to Mom. And how big of a win that is. Because she doesn't normally like go for the other dog, yeah. Unless we're going to snip him in the face, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? Not anymore.
Oh, baby girl. He's not there.
Yeah, we're looking for Daddy. We're a good girl. We're so comfy. Look at our tail. Ooh, look at me even go check stuff out. I'm so relaxed now. I'm not glued to Mom.
Yeah.
What a good baby. And Tara's right here. They've been, you know, kind of face to face. Tara will look at me and Grace does not care. Which is fabulous. We don't have that very often. Very nice. See? Very good. And look at Grace. Here, check me out. Hello. Hello. This is nice. Hello. I'll just wander in front of you. Hello. I'm fine. Thank you.
I just needed somebody to say, hey, what do you want, Grace? And wait for me to say, okay, yeah, I like this. Very good.
Okay. And now how should I react?
No big deal. This is going to be no biggie. You can go sniff her chair. Good. Well done.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job, Grace.
No big deal.
Okay.
So I was a doofus and didn't film this wonderful thing that Catherine just said. But how long has it been since Miss Grace said hello to another dog and allowed it to be reciprocal?
Never.
Never. She's never done it before with you.
With dogs that I have a trust level with,
Yeah.
maybe, but
Never with a brand new dog.
Never a brand new dog. Never.
Wow.
Never.
Yay, Grace! Happy birthday of sorts. Face to face. No people. No fuss. Good babies. Hello again.
Hello.
So we just finished.
We did. What a great hour.
We did the greeting part with Tara instead of the settling part together today. And so at the end there, I didn't get it on film, but she had two more.
She did.
Where Grace wanted to say hi.
To come over. So I know she was walking closer to you.
And so how did it go for you? Did you feel like
This
it went
was
as
fantastic.
you expected, or?
It was fantastic. You've taught me, just even in this hour, about a dog giving permission versus the owner saying, let's go say hi to this other dog, you know, that type of thing where you see that, you know, as owners that we do mistakes.
Sure.
So to give the dog the chance to say, I want to do this, you know, shows a lot.
Made a big difference,
It did make a big difference. It did. So
we always have the best of intentions. I feel like everybody wants their dog to say hi and make friends, and that's a beautiful thing. But it has to be with their permission.
It really does. And
Yeah.
so no, it was great to see how far we came just in that hour, to be able to walk that close side to side.
Yeah.
I mean, we're around a lot of dogs, so we typically don't have an issue like that. But to see Grace move over closer to you, that
She chose that.
and to watch her body language, because it's always been my choice. We're gonna go walk close to that dog. We're gonna go do this, not necessarily watching the dog's reactions. So that was crucial. Yay!
So good. So we'll do another one.
Definitely.
And then with Dakota and
That
see
would be
where we
great.
go. All right.
Love it.
So nice to
Love
meet
it.
you.
You as well. Thank you. Thanks for